Hi, I'm Rachel Claver from Identify Marketing, and this is Rachel. She's going to introduce herself a bit later because she's able to do that by herself. We're going to talk today about how to find the right influencer for your brand. So, a little bit of background about me. I own Identify Marketing, which is a marketing agency, but I used to be an influencer back in the day before people paid them. So, I used to get given a whole lot of free stuff from PR companies, and then I just had to mention them on Instagram or on Twitter or on my blog, and they'd give me free stuff. So that was kind of cool. So I'll be what you call an old school influencer, and Rachel's going to describe to you what the new type of influencer is a bit more like.
Yeah, so I'm the digital director here at Identify, and I have a plus size fashion blog, and I'm quite prolific on Instagram, and so I get sent and paid to write about clothes by brands as part of their sort of marketing strategy. So I'm a branch of their approach on how they market to their consumers, and they pay for access to my reach.
And she does that as well as be an awesome person for me too, which is cool. So I first want to talk about what is an influencer. So the reason we use influencer and not blogger is that although 76% of influencers do have a blog, not all of them do. And that often isn't where their biggest influence is. So an influencer is anyone that has got a following or a place of influence on any digital landscape, essentially. So it could be YouTube, Facebook's obviously a common one, Instagram, Snapchat, it could even be LinkedIn. So it's anywhere that they are on a digital landscape and people are following and watching what they're doing and listen to what they do. So that's an influencer. So there's three criteria when you're trying to find the right influencer for your brand.
So the first one is to consider what are you trying to achieve, and that's something you should always ask yourself with whatever digital sort of marketing strategy you're going forward with. So are you trying to get awareness for your brand? Are you looking for someone with big reach and you just want to get your name out there? Or are you looking for people to take action? So this influencer needs to be influential and can prove that people listen to them and take action after they've posted or discussed a brand.
Excellent. The next stage that we would normally do would be having a look at what type of messaging they put across. So the first type would be an activist. So Constance Hall would be a good example of that. So she's very vocal around her own feelings and ethos. Emily Wright's a local one would be similar to that, where they know exactly who they are and what they're saying. They might use the occasional swear word and be a bit controversial. And you need to think, does my brand align with that? Does my brand align with a bit of controversy? The next stage or next option would be an informer. So that was the type of person I was. So back in the day, I wrote a book on dating. So I had a dating blog and I would inform people on how to run good dates or how to meet the right person, all that sort of thing. So that would be an informer style. And the third one, which is what Rachel would be a authority. So basically, she can put an outfit on that looks amazing on her and everyone goes, I want that outfit. I'm a sucker for it, to be honest. And then they go and buy it because she is an authority around that particular area. So those are the three types: activist, informer, or an authority.
And then the other thing to consider is authenticity. So what's becoming more and more common is people have these big followings, but they don't get action. So it's something to consider when you are researching what influencers to use. So you need to check out who they're following and who's following them. I mean, some people have these thousands and thousands of people, but to just take a little bit of a snapshot, because if you're engaging a influencer that has lots of brands following them who are potentially your competitors, that's not the kind of influencer you want to use, because they're not going to get any action, any result based on you using them and you paying them. It'd be a bit of a waste. And the other thing is there's this whole sort of follow unfollow methodology where influencers go out and they just follow lots and lots of people because those people will follow back. That doesn't mean that those are your intended audience or your target market. So just because someone has 100,000 followers doesn't mean that they're the right influencer for you.
So essentially, when you're looking at choosing an influencer, you've got to think of all these things. It's what we do when we're selecting an influencer for a brand or a client, and it's what you can do yourself. You need to do the research, otherwise that money and the time that you've used or your brand product is potentially wasted. So it's a really important thing. So we're the Rachels from Identify Marketing, as canny and as silly as that sounds, and it's been a pleasure helping you with this today.